Been a long week. I just did a live and I explained kind of what all was going on, and apparently I did not save it to IGTV. So let me just give a quick update. I'll try to do the abbreviated version this time. We are planning to rip at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. is the planned time. My confidence in 6 p.m. happening is high. So I feel like we're going to be able to get there. So just real quick to explain what happened. Everybody saw the alpha test. You saw us work through all the bugs and had a really good, once we got 2 rounds into that sucker, everything was really going well, and the eliminations went overall pretty smooth, especially towards the end. So thought we had it all. And when we went to get the random numbers to allocate the packs, if you'll remember, in the alpha test, we did not do Oracle-based randomization. We just did it locally because we were just putting them out in waves, so the Oracle way we had it set up wouldn't work. But we had tested that. It all worked fine. One of the things that we did when we saw in the alpha test that the tokens were not going into your OpenSea timely, remember how slow it was? The reason for that is because we needed to get more jobs running, and the way you do that is you have to get more wallets making blockchain commands. So Jim scaled up like 100 wallets, funded them all, and they were all making calls back and forth to the blockchain to make all that stuff work. And every time you do that, you have to have, when you talk to the blockchain, you have to have a nonce ID and a transaction ID to make all that work, and all that stuff has to sync. If it doesn't, it fails the transaction. So what happened, somehow, I don't know if it was our mistake or if it was just a blockchain thing, something changed or broke. Blockchain didn't change, but if something in the, I don't know what happened, but when Jim went to get the random numbers using the distributed wallets, a lot of them didn't have the right transaction or nonce IDs, and so they failed, and then they would keep trying those failed transactions, and we're also trying to go to their next transaction. It just caused a huge bottleneck. And so it took forever to get the random numbers. And essentially there were only like 1 or 2 wallets, and then they were running on a server that was being bogged down by all the failed transactions. That's why it took so long. Finally got those about 3 a.m. I called Jim, couldn't get him on the phone. He literally fell asleep on his computer. So basically said, we got to pull the plug tonight, got to come back today. So we have the randomization run. We have everything proven on the blockchain. We have the hash is up there. All the randoms are up there. We'll be able to show all that as proofs when this is done, that it was all done fairly. So that is handled. We have the database ordered. All we have to do is sync that, and you guys could rip your packs. So as far as ripping, we're there. We can get there very quickly in a matter of under an hour. The problem is all those distributed wallets now are out of sync. So if you guys rip, everything will fail when it tries to go to OpenSea and get into your wallet. So we would basically be back to where we were at the very beginning of the alpha drop when the updates weren't happening, except it'd be worse because all those failed transactions would just bog everything down. It would all probably crash. So we either have to sort out the transaction and nonce IDs in all of those wallets to get them talking to the blockchain properly again, or this is what we're doing. Jim's going to ditch all that. He's going to stand up a whole new set of wallets. They all have to be funded. They all have to be given permissions on the smart contract. It's a manual process to set each one up, and he's going to set up, I think, a couple of hundred. And he said that would take some number of hours. And I asked him, once he set those up, I said, Jim, what's your degree of confidence that the transactions are going to work? He said, starting from 0, where there's nothing to sync up, we know it's ID 0. His confidence was really high that it would work. So that's where we are, and we're shooting for 6 p.m. Hopefully we get past this, and everything is kind of now back to where it was on the alpha, and it's running nice and smooth, and we have a great road from here on out. I appreciate everyone's patience. You don't know how much it means to us. Just please know that we're breaking new ground here. We are doing things that haven't been done before. We're not. We want you to hold us to a high standard, but we do ask that you be understanding, and you have been. Overall, as a community, 99.9% have been amazingly supportive, and I really, really appreciate it. And look, if you're frustrated right now, trust me, your frustration is not nearly as high as mine. If there's anybody out there and your frustration has gotten so high that you're like, screw this, I want out, it's just too much, then let us know today. And as long as you don't have fracks in your account, we'll refund you. If you got fracks rewards, I'm going to need you to send those back. It's not fair to the community to let people keep those that don't have any skin in the game, because there's an incentive to sell them cheap, and it would hurt it would hurt the ecosystem. So, but if you want out, I'm happy to get you out. But I hope there aren't many people that are in that boat. I've seen a few, and we've handled it that way. We've gotten them out. And if you want out, we'll get you out. We'll find a way. You have to send the fracs back, but we'll get you out. But again, I hope you'll stick with us, asking for a little bit of continued patience. And I will just go ahead and say, this won't be the last hiccup. It won't be. There's too much new stuff going on. It won't be. It's starting to pour down rain out here on this porch where I'm at. But anyway, so that's it. 6 p.m. is what we're shooting for. Love you all. Appreciate all the support. And confident we're going to deliver this 6 p.m. And we're definitely going to do everything in our power to make that happen.